can't make you host because you don't know how to use that power appropriately. But the floor is yours, my friend.
Wow. You know what?
You know I'm right. You change people's
You
names,
are,
you
you are
mute
so
them.
lucky. I was just getting ready to change your name and it
See?
wouldn't allow me to. So you are just so lucky. I was hoping that I could put something up there for you.
Not
So
today, my
hey, good
friend.
morning. And congratulations to the 25 people that are here this morning to learn something or hear something that you've heard before. I want to share some stuff with you guys that's going to make an impact for you today and the rest of the week, and relates to business, but it also relates to more than just business, right? It relates to how you act in your home, how you interact with your friends, co-workers, everything else. It's relationship. Am I a relationship specialist? Heck no. Just want you guys to know that. I've learned a lot about relationships through reading a lot of books on leadership. Isn't that crazy? Being a leader, it creates relationships. Jeff, I love your emoji or whatever the heck that guy is there. So relationships are so critical and important for the growth of your business, for the growth of you personally, relationships in your home, and everything else. So I thought, wow, what a great topic to talk about, especially as we enter into some of the seasons of the year, right? We're entering into the Halloween season of fall, right? And then Thanksgiving's going to be here before we know it. And then we have the holidays, Christmas. You call it a holiday, I'll call it Christmas, right? So there's a lot of things coming up in the fall and the fourth quarter as an opportunity to build relationships, right? So I want to dig into some of those networking. So the first thing is networking. People think, oh, I have to go to a big networking party, or I have to go to a networking event to build my business. So Lumi, can you come to this networking event with me, because I really want someone with me, right? So we always look for someone to come with us because we're always afraid to network by ourselves. All right, so I want to kind of dig into that a little bit. And those of you who are going to EXPCon, hopefully you get a message from this too. I'm going to say this, that when you go to a networking event, if you go alone, you will be the most productive, right? See, the purpose of networking is an opportunity to connect with others in business, in building relationships and opportunities, right? So if I go with my business partner, Ali, to a networking event and him and I just hang out with each other the entire time, we're missing the biggest opportunity to truly network. I challenge every single one of you, when you go to a networking event, go by yourself and meet as many people as possible, right? Because what happens when we make contacts? What happens when we make contacts, we get opportunities to build business. You got to be a connector. I want to talk about being a connector with networking. I'm gonna write that down. Hold on one second. So I want to talk about being a connector. In Gene Frederick's book, 101 Ways to Lead Generate, he talks about at the beginning of the book to be a connector, right? And the importance of being a connector. Here's what a connector is at a networking event. So I meet Jeff Thompson at a networking event, right? And we're at a realtor event, right? So I meet Jeff and I say, hey, Jeff, so tell me a little bit about you, your business, where you're from, and tell me a little bit about how the success of your business, right? So I'm at a networking event. Jeff's in, Jeff, where are you at? In Tampa?
Sarasota.
Sarasota. So Jeff's in Sarasota. I live in New Smyrna. Hey, you know what, Jeff? I live on the other coast and you live on this coast. I would love to become a referral partner for you, with you. If you got anybody coming to my coast, if I got anybody going to your coast, I know a few agents over here. I'd love to give them the options to pick and choose which one's best for them. Would you be okay with that?
Sure, sounds great.
So Jeff, who do you utilize as a lender in your particular area?
Yeah, I have a fellow that I go to. He's my go-to guy. He's I forget exactly what his company's name is. Sorry.
Okay. Fantastic. And do you have a preferred title company that you work with over there and that you really like?
Yeah, First International Title Company. Excellent people to work with. Yes, really good.
Oh, that's awesome. And what's your focus of real estate business? Where does most of your business come from?
It's the residential areas and around the downtown Sarasota area.
So do you do like farming for that particular area?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. Hey, I'd love to connect you with Curtis Lucy. He has this amazing program called AM Cards. And as you meet people, you can send them a quick card and everything else. And he wrote an awesome book on networking and everything as well. Can I connect you two guys?
Sure, that'd be excellent. I'm always looking for new opportunities to build my business.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm going to connect you guys right now in a text message. So I'm going to connect you and Curtis and really take a look at his program and see if it's something of value for you. Okay.
Sure. I
So
really appreciate it.
So here's what I just did, guys. I go to a networking event. I'm purposeful when I meet Jeff and I ask Jeff a bunch of questions. Did I tell Jeff anything about me? No, Jeff knows nothing about me. He knows I live on the other coast. I know Jeff focuses on the downtown area. He uses a certain title company, uses a certain lender, and he's pretty much farming that particular area. I learned quite a bit about Jeff in a short period of time. And then I also connected him with Curtis. Now, Curtis, having the business that he has, I say, hey, Curtis, I need a speaker for our event, because he's a national speaker. I need a speaker for one of our events. And, I'm just looking for you to help me out with this since I've connected you with so many people. Absolutely, Tom. You want me to speak anywhere, you just tell me when and where and I'll be there. Okay. See, that's being a connector. That's building relationships. That's also going to networking events. So as a networker, anywhere you go, you have to network. If you want to grow your real estate business, if you want to build relationships, it's all about networking. Okay. But you got to come out of a shell a little bit, right? And you have to you have to be able to start a conversation. So I was on a call with one of our teams yesterday, and I said, tell me something good that happened since the last time we spoke. She goes, well, I was on a flight back from Atlanta, and I heard these gentlemen talking about a development, the developers, and they're looking at land and the land to do a development. And I said, so what did you do? She goes, well, I started a conversation with them and I have an appointment with their HR or whatever to talk about being their salesperson for this development. What opportunities are you missing at networking events or travel events or anything that you're doing on a daily basis? COVID's not here anymore, guys. We have the freedom to roam. We got the freedom to get out of the house. We got the freedom to get out of our office. If you're sitting in an office all day, you're not productive. Networking is productive. I know many people, they network where they love to be. And some of them is the gym. I guarantee Jamal driving right now, he loves going to the gym. I guarantee he networks at the gym as he's conversating with people in there. You have to do it. See, networking actually becomes the biggest opportunity for your real estate business too. Okay. So those of you who could use more business, go ahead and raise your hand. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I think that's everyone on the call, right? So Mia, when I met Mia in Orlando at the shareholders, Mia was extremely purposeful on getting with people and making connections. Is that right, Mia? Yeah. So Mia didn't just spend $3,000 between airfare. I'm just throwing out a number, airfare, and that's probably what it cost. But she was purposeful on networking with top-minded people that could help her grow her business and she could connect with. So often we miss the opportunity to do what we need to do because we want to hang out with Claire or we want to hang out with Tom. I tell people all the time, listen, if we go to this event, I go to bed early. You know why I do that purposely? Because it's not that I don't want to hang out with everyone. I do, but I don't want to pull you guys down from opportunities of meeting so many more people that can grow your business. So Lumi, I got a call from Steve, actually Steve forwarded me a voicemail. Lumi reached out to Steve Pugh. And Lumi, tell me about what networking did for you. I think it was Walmart. What did you do? I mean, that's considered networking, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I had to go to Walmart, so I said, well, might as well. I went to go see Steve on Friday, and he's pretty awesome. He's just so in your face, but in such a nice way. And, it's like, and you hear it all the time, right? What do you have to lose? Just go and do it. But then, then you get it again and it clicks. Somebody else tells you and it just, something in your head just goes, okay, what's the worst that can happen? So I went to Walmart right after there, and it took me almost an hour to get the courage to talk to somebody. So I found this little old couple and I approached them and they were so sweet. Then I went to another old lady because they're like non-threatening to me, I guess. And then she was so sweet. And then I just went on and I talked. It was over 10 people, probably closer to 15 that I just talked to and just gave my information. I didn't get their information. I just gave them mine. But yesterday I had another talk with Steve and we tweaked it a little bit. And so I went out yesterday to Publix and I talked to 5 more people. Publix was kind of dead. And then today I'm planning to go to BJ's. I have to go to, I'm always at the store. And so I'm going to BJ's. I'm just going to talk. I don't know where else to go. So I might as well go to the, stores and if I got to buy something. So yeah,
what is your goal when you go to BJ's?
Well, now since, we tweaked my little speech, it's to get information, to get their information, maybe their email so I can send them something, like a monthly update of the market in their area or, so yeah.
Okay. So when you go there, how many business cards do you plan on handing out?
I don't know. I mean, I want to do at least 20, the least, because I only did 5 yesterday and I know I can do more. I mean, I did more at Walmart. So I want to do at least 20, but hopefully it's packed.
So here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Take 20 business cards and don't leave until you give every single one out. Now, the power of one more means, all right, I just gave out 9 cards. Let me just do one more. Oh, I gave out 10. Let me just do one more.
Mhm.
You give it out. Oh, let me just do one more, right? As you give that card out, go, let me just do one more. See, because of the compound interest that you get and interest that you get is amazing, because it might not be to that 20th person that you give that business card to that says, hey, I'm a developer and I'm buying land here in DeLand and I'm building homes and I need a salesperson. You know, how do you have that conversation with someone? Hey, the real estate market has been crazy in the last couple of years. Would you like a monthly market report? So if you look at Vito LaBalestra on Facebook, he does an amazing market report through a professionally typed video that he puts on Facebook. He sends out to his client list. He sends out. So when he meets people, he says, hey, can I text you the market report for Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area? So he has it on his YouTube. He sends it to them. So think about that, guys. See, networking doesn't just mean going to a board meeting, going to a shareholders or an EXP con. Networking is anything that you do and anywhere you go. Okay, so be purposeful about that. When I said to Mia, I said, so what does your husband do? And you know, I don't look at that trying to get personal. I look at it as an opportunity for me to go, hey, do you remember me asking you that, Mia? And here's what she told me. She goes, he deals in high-end watches like Rolexes, right? He's a jeweler.
Yeah, luxury watch sales.
So luxury watch sales. So let me ask you this, Mia. Are those watches inexpensive?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so I should have bought my Rolex 10 years ago. The one I want. And every year I keep saying one, you know, and I always now the one I want is like 30 grand when it was like 12 grand 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a market of its own for sure.
Yeah.
But he has, I mean, the type of clientele he talks to, and like some of them have become his friends. It's actually pretty crazy. We're still like we've been networking. His database is protected kind of by the company he's with. So we've still been brainstorming on that.
Well, one of the things I said to Mia, I said, imagine your husband becoming your business partner of referring and everything else. She goes, well, I don't know. And I'm glad to hear that you guys are working through that, right? So people that are buying high-end watches, if they can afford a 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 watch and pay cash for it, there's got to be some opportunity there for real estate. And the reason I say that is we don't network with our spouses enough. We don't network with our kids enough. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about every school teacher that your child has, give them a business card, or give your kids business cards, right? Give your children business cards. This is my mom and dad if you need to get in touch with them. So the child has your business cards, right? Are you giving the parent, hey, listen, if you ever need anything from me with my daughter, here's my card. You can call me directly. Oh, you're in real estate? Do you know how much business we have gained from our kids' teachers? My wife's working with one right now for $2 million for my daughter's old gymnastics coach. That's all networking, guys. That's all networking. Be purposeful. You don't have to throw real estate down anybody's throat. They want to know about it. So if you're at an event for your kids and you're at a football game or whatever, oh my gosh, you know, what a great play, and just start a conversation. Hey, what do you think about the real estate market? Oh, it's crazy. Would you like a monthly report? I can send it to you. What's your phone number? Give me a name and number. I'm just going to text it to you monthly or email it to you. Non-threatening, guys. very non-threatening. You're networking. Networking, the more network you do, the more net worth you build. The more networking you do, the more net worth you build. Here's the thing. Why do you think some of the top coaches, some of the top speakers, influential speakers, motivational speakers network on a regular basis? It helps them promote their value in others. So also be a connector. Don't just be a taker. So be a connector, like I said about Curtis Lucy, right? Hey, Curtis, Curtis is a great guy. Oh my gosh, you need a coach? Can I give you 3 names of 3 different great coaches? I just want to connect you right now to them. And you speak to them and see who's best for you or not at all. I do that all the time. Be a connector. So I got a message from my buddy Jake Dixon, who runs the Locker Room coaching program. He says, Tom, you've connected with me with more people than anyone else. I'm here to repay you. I never asked him to connect me with anything. And he sent me this opportunity with this company. So be a connector through networking. And by doing that, you're building amazing relationships. Do you think that Jake will ever forget about Tom? Do you think Curtis Lucy will ever forget about Tom? And I'm very loyal, by the way, guys, with my connections and my relationships. Because there's a time where I come to them and go, hey, Mia, we're having a Christmas party for our organization, our EXP family in Daytona Beach. And I'm just asking, would you want to be one of our preferred lender sponsors versus any other lender? And if he says no, I'll say, who's your biggest competitor? I'd love to get with them. Boom. They're going to say, whoa, hold on. Through what I've built, through networking and connection and relationships, our lender has done nearly 70 transactions last year. Do you think that he'll do anything for me? Now, I'm not saying you owe me. What I am saying is I'm looking for an opportunity to do this. Is this something you'd be interested in? Same thing with title. So networking through title companies, through lenders, building those relationships. And here's what I say. I got many relationships with many different title companies and lenders. But I keep one relationship extremely strong in my geographic area, because I'm not going to go, hey, Mike, Jake, Greg, we're having an event. All 3 of you want to contribute towards the event and have all 3 show up. No. Going to do an exclusivity for them to help. So when Tiffany was starting out in real estate, when she first started, I challenged her to build a relationship with a lender and build a relationship with a title company ASAP. And she goes, okay, how do I do that? I don't have any business for them. And then I said, you tell them that you're going to be a top agent in no time in your area, and that if they want to build a relationship, it starts right now. And they became a good partner with her. They help her with open houses. They help her with door knocking. They do everything with her as a partner. Now she's growing her business and she has other agents with her. Okay, so networking. Be purposeful when you network. I want you to be extremely purposeful when you're networking. Don't hang out with your friends. Don't hang out with people you know. You're basically going to a networking event. You're spending money and time to go to an event to miss the biggest opportunities to push you forward in a great career for relationships and business. Stop hanging out with people you know at events. You can do a casual thing, or, one night, hey, let's get together. We haven't seen each other or whatever, but stay the heck away from the people you know. They distract you from the biggest opportunity that you're there for. So be purposeful. What's your purpose? So if you're going to go to a networking event and you bring 20 business cards, do not leave until they're out. Come up with an electronic business card. You can get it free through Blink, BLINQ. You can get it done through Linktree. So that way there you can text your business card. Most people throw business cards away. Networking. I go in the sauna every day for about 10 minutes. Bunch of sweaty guys in there, right? So I'm in there the other day and this guy's bragging about his, his investments. And I said, well, I'm in the real estate market. Are you looking for more? He goes, well, yeah, I am. I said, well, how many properties do you own? I don't know what he said. He gave me a number. I said, fantastic. Do you have an estate plan in case something happens to you? He goes, no. I said, well, and I don't know if Taz is on here. I said, well, what happens if you pass away? Who gets everything? He goes, well, I'm assuming my wife. I said, that's not true. You need to get an estate planner, wills, trust, probates. So I immediately said, hey, I got the guy for you. Why don't you talk to him? This has nothing to do with me. Now, Nathan is thanking me and going, hey, if I find any real estate deals, can you represent me? I said, no, I can't. My wife can't. No. But now he's working with Taz on his estate planning. I'm a connector. Being a connector brings opportunity for business. In a gym with a bunch of sweaty guys in a sauna that I just engage in the conversation. I butt in. I just butt into people's conversations. No matter what they talk about, I'm going to get involved in that conversation. So network. No matter where you go, be purposeful about networking.
Hey, Tom, can I add something to that?
Yeah, you can.
So when you're being purposeful, what Tom is saying to us is how can we contribute to them to help them in their real estate holdings in their lives? That is what he is meaning when he is imposing himself into a conversation, is how he can be contributory to help them increase or leverage their real estate holdings in a better way. So when you're having those conversations, it's imperative that you're listening to what they're needing so that you can meet their needs, because that builds trust instantly. We talked about this in Rise yesterday, and it was huge. It was aha moments for everyone. So thanks, Tom, for mentioning that.
Thank you, Claire. And Claire's been in leadership for a long time. And we kind of, Claire and I both have a lot of the same thought processes, and people that have been in leadership have a lot of it. So does Curtis and Debbie Latuga and DJ and some of the other great coaches that just joined our EXP family. Here's the thing, when you're networking, if you're networking with your best friend beside you, you're missing opportunities. Or you get someone that says, yeah, I got $1 million home I want to sell, and you're standing there beside your best friend. Who are they hiring, you or your best friend? Who's going to be more persistent? Oh, Claire, since you said hi, I'll back off. Heck no. You guys figure that out and say, hey, if we're going to go to a networking event and we get something together, be open right from the beginning. Right? There's a guy that I know from being in the real estate business so long. He would go to every conference with our prior company with one purpose, not to go to any classes or anything. He went there to meet as many people as possible for referrals. That man would do 30, 40 sales a year just in referrals. Was it worth him going to these events? Did he complain about the expense? No, it was an investment. All right, so that's networking. So being a networker, you also have to be a connector. So you got to be able to give them something of value to earn the relationship. And I always think of who are my top people: a lawyer, an attorney, a title company, a lender, a home inspector, a handyman, an electrician, landscaper. I have all those people right here in this little device. Oh my gosh, Lumi, you know what? You're in St. Cloud. Holy cow, you need to go visit Steve Pugh. Did I not do that? Would you have visited Steve had I not told you that?
No, and I want to thank you. I haven't thanked you, and that was amazing. And yeah, it was great. I mean, it got me out of my ass, up my butt, and just did something.
Yeah, it just connected you guys, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're not in his downline. It doesn't matter. You know, I want to connect people so that way there they have opportunity. And Lumi's going to never forget Tom if she's got business in Daytona Beach area, probably. Who knows?
Right.
Got a lot of great agents over here, by the way. All right. So being a great networker, I would master that, but go with a purpose, have an actionable items ready. So I'm going to hand out 100 business cards at BJ's, Walmart, whatever. Can you sit there and hand out 100 business cards all day? Imagine what that would do. That would change everything for you. Go into realtor networking events. Go into FAR, Florida Association of Realtor networking events. Go into your local board for networking events. You know, a lot of realtors give other realtors referrals because they just don't want the business in their own area. Or it's just not a right connection. Right? I've referred out many people. The lady right behind me in the next room over, she was looking to buy a townhouse, and I referred her out. She goes, well, how come you want to do it? I said, I know he'll be a better fit for you. Okay. So interacting with a lot of realtors. Now, if you go to a networking event and you ask them, oh my gosh, how long you been in real estate? Oh, I've been in real estate 1 year. I'm not going to continue because the real estate business is just not working for me. Oh, so have you thought about a referral program? And then ask them, hey, would you like me to be your referral partner? I can connect with your database, and boom. Now you're grabbing their database, and you're going to pay them a referral on anything that that you sell through them. So networking builds relationships, it builds partnerships, and connect. But here's what I would say. If you want to build a relationship, contribute something. Be a giver, and you will receive. If you go out looking all about you, what can I get? What can I get from someone? You lost. You already lost. 100%. Thanks, Clay. You have lost. If you go out with a purpose and go, I'm going to hand out 25 business cards and I'm going to connect 25 people with some of the top people that I know, whatever they need, I'm going to connect them. That is going to help you grow your business. That will create relationships. Oh my gosh. That guy, Nathan, I didn't know this. He's a doctor. And he's part of the physicians associates in the area. He's like, the connection you made for me, I'm not going to forget that, Tom. Sees me in the gym and he goes out of his way to say hi to me. I didn't even know what the guy's name was. He was just some sweaty guy in the sauna that was talking about investments. So built a relationship. Another guy just built a relationship with him. Didn't know it, but he's a plastic surgeon. He took a spot out of my arm and I went to his clinic. He took it all for free. He says, I'm not charging you. You've connected me to too many people. I was like, wow, okay. See, connection, build it, networking with people develops relationships, and it will come back and reward you. I promise you. I want to open it up to you guys. I want to hear what great networking events you've gone to and what you got out of it. And by the way, too, I'm not trying to keep people separated, but if Steve Pugh and I are at a networking event, he's over here, I'm over here. And then we can say hi to each other in the ear. You know what I mean? So you're not avoiding your friends and your people. A leader doesn't hold on to everyone at an event You go, okay, we're gonna go to dinner today, and then we're gonna go to happy hour, and then we're gonna sit you right here, and we're all gonna hang together. No, that's someone who's pulling you down. It's what you want because you don't know anything different, but start thinking differently. I'm going to a networking event, and hey, Mia, if you're there, I'm gonna say hi to you real quick, but I got a purpose to go and meet 100 people each day. So love to connect with you when we're all done with this and see what you've done. Make it a challenge too with your people. Hey, Mia, we're real good friends, and I'm gonna challenge you. How many connections can you make daily at this networking event? 50? I'm gonna do 75. And she's competitive. She's gonna say, well, I'm gonna do 100. Fantastic. What's the consequences if you don't make your 100 and I don't make my 100? Just make it a game, make it a challenge. You all win, by the way. All right, so networking, relationships, and connecting. I hope that was a lot of talking on my part, but I want to get some feedback from you guys. What are some networking things that you do that deliver value, or you go to a networking event and create value for someone else? Let's dig into that. Anyone? Go ahead, Steve. I see you reaching.
Yeah, Tommy, morning, buddy. And I'm late, so my apologies. I missed probably the body of this. I just wanted to give a quick shout out, not to go off topic, but to Lumi. I don't know if Lumi's on the call. She joined us on the script and role play call for the first time on Friday, and took it upon herself to go to Walmart. She said she walked into Walmart. She walked around for 45 minutes until she got up the courage to talk to a little old man and a little old lady. And then from there, she just went on a roll. I think she said she made 10 to 12 contacts. So just building that muscle, right? And it's painless. Hey, look, I'm in real estate. I'm sorry to bother you, super random, but my coach is insisting, my damn coach, I tell you, he's insisting that I talk to 5 people a day, trying to grow my real estate business. Who do you know that has a milestone event coming up in their life that needs to make a real estate move? And she just ran with it, you know? So want to give a shout out to her. In terms of events, we do quarterly client appreciation events. We have one coming up September 30th. And in lieu of that event, we are doing a charity car wash for a young mother that got diagnosed with cancer, whose son is autistic, and can't go outside and play in the backyard because they don't have a fence. So we're trying to raise money to get her a fence. So it's just being out in the community, right? And just trying to give back, and by way of that, you do right by people and the rest will fall into place.
Steve, that's awesome.
Wow.
I've seen you doing that. That's incredible. Have Michelle send me the information so I can make sure if we're in the area, we're purposeful about coming by. Here's the thing, guys, that, you know, if you hold an event, that's networking. So there was a young lady, she's with us, Tawanda. And she takes action immediately, guys. As soon as we have a conversation, she goes, I'm doing that. And she takes action. She doesn't try to figure it all out. She just does it. So she goes, I'm trying to nail this community and be the #1 realtor in this community. And I said, well, fantastic. Why don't you do a shredding event? Paper shredding event. So contact a shredding company, get a big truck out there, get your lender, your title, your home inspector, and then have them participate in the cost of the shredder, have some coffee and donuts by the truck when they bring their stuff. And then what you want to do is you want to go around and knock on every single door and give them a flyer about the shredding event in the day. Because how many guys, I will tell you right now, we went in our attic and we got rid of about 20 boxes to a shredding company, and it cost us like $100-something. It's not cheap. But imagine holding a shredding event in a community or an area where you're getting all the people coming and you hand them a flyer. You knock on their doors a week before and 2 days before, and you get 50 people to come with boxes of documents to shred, and you give them a coffee and a donut and you have conversation with them. They're loving you. Hey, by the way, Virginia, this shredding event was awesome. Worth we're going to be doing a community garage sale for everyone. Would you want to participate in that? Fantastic. What's your email so I can put you down for that? Now you're gaining their information. Doing an event is considered networking, guys. Guess how much it cost Tawanda? Her time. That's it. It was her time. Okay. So thank you, Steve, for contributing on that. Anyone else? Networking events. I know Mateo is good about that, and he holds a lot of networking events. Virginia.
Okay, so I am getting with a lender, and we are talking now to principals in the schools, because we want to start giving classes, like free workshops for the high school students, to teach them how, when they go to college, they can, instead of paying for years of, you know, room and boarding, we're gonna show them the comparison, how they can just put the down payment and then rent out 2-3 rooms and pay for their tuition as well as the house. So we are working on that with the high school principals.
That is freaking awesome. That is awesome, guys. Did you hear that? Virginia is from the schools department, school system anyway. But listen to what she just said. Seniors getting ready to go to college. And by the way, guys, our youngest is in college now. And you know what? Most colleges don't have enough room for the kids. So it's like a first come, first basis. Some kids don't have a room. So they got to pay outside, and some of them are paying $1,800, $900 a month for a bedroom in a 3-bedroom house. So imagine that one student buying the home, or the parents, where the son lives in one and the others pay $1,000 each, they're making $2,000. That's going to cover all their expenses or more. That's fantastic. I love that, Virginia. That's amazing. You know, that's incredible. So I never heard that one before for schools. Here's the other thing too. You know, speaking at the schools for the seniors for internship, you know, and credits and community service and all that, you can get them to help you with your events or your network and things. So just think about that. All right. Anyone else? Any ahas or anything that you want to take action on as far as going to network? Jeff.
I would just say that you can apply this to revenue share as well. I was with my elderly mother. We were buying her we're at a furniture store, and had this guy who was servicing, and he was very good salesperson. And, you know, I just asked him, have you ever considered selling real estate? And he's like, just hadn't really thought about it. And I just kind of talked to him a little bit, and his eyes got real big, and you could tell he was really interested. So I got his, you know, name, number, phone, email address, and we'll be adding him to my list of, you know, how I'm reaching out for revenue share. The second one was I helped move my mom. This is in the last 2 days. I helped move my mom to a active adult community. The girl who was packing, turned out she was taking real estate class. And I'm like, oh, let me tell you about EXP. And, you know, she had never heard of it. And so it's just, yeah, we can be aware of pretty much anybody. And I would say, especially people that you see and you can tell they have skills. I would say it's not for EXP is not for everybody. So I would say you need to be kind of choosy. Okay. For an independent type person who you say, wow, that person's really going the extra mile. They're doing the extra things. That's an EXP person in my book. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Yes. And it's definitely an attraction for your rev share, guys. And take everything that you hear from Jeff, because he's done pretty darn good the last 90 days of attracting probably about 8 to 10 people. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, Mateo, I see your hand up.
Hello, good morning, everybody. How are you doing?
We are here and we're glad you're here, and we've just been waiting for you to speak up.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to put something on top of everything you're saying, which, by the way, was fantastic. The way that you're saying that we have to come from contribution, and that's the way I really like to work, and I really learned it from you. Hey, what can I do for you? It's not just my benefit, right? But the second thing I want to emphasize is the follow-up. If you are hosting an event, and if you are organizing events on Facebook, or you even having an open house, which is an event, the follow-up will be really important. And you can, with the technology that we have right now, even with, for example, ChatGPT, you can put in there, act as a real estate agent and act as a seasoned real estate agent, and write a follow-up email from your guests that came to an event. And ChatGPT will probably write a really nice email to you if you don't know what to say or what to do, so you can send to everybody that came to your your open house or your event, and then keep in touch. As simple as, hey, how are you doing? I haven't heard from you. The people that register to your events and don't come, they are as important, because they still register. You have their email, you have their phone. You can contact them and say, hey, we miss you. Hope to see you soon in in the future events. How can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you? Use the follow-up. It's really important. It's just as important as the main event.
Absolutely. So I did a lot of, Mateo would put on quite a few networking events, and I would take my time and not charge and go to these events and either teach or do something there. And let me tell you, the relationships I built and the opportunities that came from it were well worth going there with waiting for the check after the completed of the class and then leaving. So, I met Virginia there. I've met so many people at these networking events. That's
But also you, Tom, were sure that, for example, you would say, hey, I'm gonna send you this material. I'm gonna send you this, the net sheet. I'm gonna send you the 135. I'm gonna send you this so you can practice. And you were able to follow up with them, and you will say, and they will text you or email you, and you will respond to them. So that's important. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's so true. So you leave it as an open-ended opportunity to reach out to them. Hey, I have this great person, and let me send you their information. Oh, and by the way, this is what they do. And by the way, this is one of their. So always remember, I don't give people everything that I have. I give them a little for when they need more. I give them a little more, and then I give them a little more. And before you know it, we're in a really good relationship with a good connection. So networking, all through networking, guys. I mean, I've been doing real estate now for 24 years. Some of the best relationships I have are networking events that I've gone to and just said, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh, how's your business? Oh, fantastic. What's your family dynamics? And I'm leaving there with so much information that I'm able to connect with them. So, all right. Anyone else? Video text message to an event, open house attendees yeah. So, okay, Virginia's in the schools. All right, I was just looking at the chat. So, all right, anyone else? This is your time, 7 minutes. For those who participated, I want to thank you. For those who didn't, and you're in here and you're listening, I hope you got a ton of notes and opportunities. Remember, if you're not networking with your spouse, your family, you start with them. Start with them, seriously. They're the best opportunity for you to get business. When you get a family member or a friend that doesn't work with you when they're looking to buy or sell, and you get upset, maybe you need to go look in the mirror and be upset with yourself. Seriously. Maybe you weren't in front of them enough for them to know exactly what you do. Right? So you still got to be present in their lives for the business too. So. Silence is so awesome. Of course I struggle. I just don't quit. Thanks, Robert. Anyone networking? I know Jessica Baskey's at the bottom. She does networking all the time. Jessica, what's your success through networking for business and connections?
Hey, good morning. So I would say networking is a huge part of my business. It was before COVID, dropped off during, of course, and then it's picked right back up again. I'm averaging probably 3 to 4 events per week that I'm showing my face at. But I think the most important thing to do is to be really niche down. The reason why I say that is because I don't just go to random networking events. Like, of course, I'm sure all of us get invited to events all the time, and you can spread yourself out really thin. So I've been really careful to actually just stay in front of the same group of people. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm involved in a few nonprofits where I'm staying in front of the same people, event after event, month after month, year after year, and building those relationships, staying in front of them, staying top of mind. My other area of focus is attorneys. So I go to a fair amount of attorney events. And it's super niche. Like, I'm talking, I literally go to wills, trust, and probate events, like you were talking about earlier, and network with attorneys in that realm. So for me, it is about going to events. A lot of my business, I would say 30% plus, is event driven. However, I'm a firm believer that going to random events and just gathering emails and filling your database is not necessarily the best way, because for me, I've seen the success, getting in front of the same people over and over more so.
I love that. Who wants to grow their business by 30%? Okay, there you go. Jessica just told us her 30% of her business is coming from going to finding your niche of the events, right? Of the networking events. There's so many different networking events going on. Charities, churches, communities, the county has networking events, the attorney's offices, whatever it is. That's awesome. Thank you for contributing in that, Jessica.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Mike made a post. I'm not pointing you out, Mike, but you made a struggling big time, but fighting big time to find my way and get out of my own head. It's our own head that gets in the way. It's our own mindset. It is that drunk monkey. Consistency and persistence always shows results, right? You're not going to get in the best shape of your life by going to the gym once and having a salad. It's not happening. Consistency over time. And sometimes it's the tortoise that wins the race, as we've talked about many times in many different situations. Consistency, Mike. Just keep being consistent in something and you'll get good results. You're going to get the results. Is Ruth on the call? Is Ruth on this call?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Ruth, okay, great. Mike, I just want you to hear this. So Ruth is starting to focus on some for sale by owners. Is that correct, Ruth?
Yes, sir.
Was there a drunk monkey in your head telling you that they don't list with agents?
Yes, actually, before I even went to the person before I met the person, I was already thinking that I wasn't going to get the listing.
And you got it.
The second one I did.
You missed the first one, but you didn't give up.
No, the first one, they didn't even open the door. Even though we had an appointment, they didn't open the door, but I did left them something so that just in case if they, they like it, they'll call me. But I'll follow up with them in the future. But in terms of the other person, my I would say my testimony in regards to that is I called them and I already had an appointment set up with them with the referral program that they called me from. But when I called them to verify, they said, I don't even know what the appointment is. I don't even know what what we're doing. And so I had to start from scratch, and I told them that I'm a realtor. And from right the moment I said I'm a realtor, she said that she doesn't want to list with me. And I told her, don't worry, I'm not here to bug you about the listing. I'm not here to try to sell you anything. If you, what I can do is I can bring you something that can help you sell it on your own. And then from there, if you want, you can look at all your options, your numbers, and see what's best for you. And she liked the response, so we kept the appointment. So I kind of saved it, right? And when we saw it in person, when I saw her in person, she actually showed me the whole house. And then from showing me the whole house, she's like, all right, let's talk. And then when we talked, she first mentioned about the broker agreement, buyer agreement. And I told her, like, I mean, I am more than opening to do the buyer agreement with you because, you know, I mean, if I find a buyer for you, great, that would work for both of us. But the reality is when you're listing it by yourself, exactly how many calls did you receive? And she said, I received about 100 and 200 calls first day. Okay, how many of them were realtors? She was about like 99% of them. Yeah, that's the kind of clients you're going to be receiving. You're not going to receive much because that's what they're going to be targeting. They're going to be looking at you. So you're more likely able to get a better client that will be able to pay top dollar for your property when you list it than having to do it for sale by owner. You're not really going to get the same response.
Yeah.
As I said, you know, you're right. So did it after that. She said that the only reason why I did it with you was because of the fact that the first thing in your mouth wasn't, I'm going to get, you know, if I list with me. The first thing was to provide, you know, like to help me about trying to sell it on my own. You weren't thinking about taking a listing because all the other 100 other agents called me were just to say, why don't you list with me? And they weren't, you know, they weren't listening. So that, you know, and I liked the way you spoke and all that, blah, blah, blah. So she liked my personality. And yeah, I got the listing 6%, everything perfect, you know, like, and we're going to list it in a week or two. And I'm hoping, you know, like everything comes out good, but I was able to get that for sale by owner. And before I even actually got the listing, I already told my husband this is a waste of time. I think I'm gonna cancel it because every for sale by owner, they're just gonna show me the house and they're telling me this and that. But you know, I still went. I didn't go in there with a bad, you know, like I didn't go in there with already discouraged. I went there, you know, full prepared, but it didn't, you know, like that mentality. I shouldn't have had that mentality in the first place because as you can see, I got the listing.
Ruth, that's awesome. And Ruth has come to my for sale by owner classes that I've done for free. 25 to 30 people come to that class every time I do it. So, you know what? And I'm doing it for free. You know, I'm not charging you guys. I'm not doing anything. And by the way, I used to take 3 to 4 listings a month just from what I taught on that. Okay. I put in the link, the for sale by owner course that class that I do. And it's very simple. Just watch it. Just watch it. It's 25, 30 minutes, whatever it is. I do this class every other week or so, and it's all over my Facebook and everything, and people are succeeding at it. And those of you who are too busy searching the web and doing nothing, and Ruth took an opportunity to be there many times, but you got to come from a place of contribution. Guys, we have so many resources for you to build your business, build networking, build everything that you want. You just have to take action on something. Go ahead, Mike. I see your hand up, bud. Thank you, Ruth.
Hey, dude, Tom. Yeah, I've been part-time for 8 years and full-time now for 4. I was with Keller Williams a little bit before this, but prior to that, I wasn't really given a lot of training. And I loved Keller Williams training, and I didn't take advantage of it enough. But since then, I've been at EXP, and I love it here, always have. But my main problem is my to-do list keeps growing, and it seems like I'm not doing the money-making activities that I should be doing. I'm spending a lot of time on $12 an hour work. It seems like I keep growing this to-do list, and I'm not getting into the actual calls and You know, I'm posting, I'm blasting, I have a big database that needs to be brought down a little bit. But would you suggest just taking some time off to really spend a couple weeks of learning, really, you know, like the databases and KV Core, really tighten that up, some of the things I'm using? Or would
No.
you say continue the money-making activities in terms of calling and expires?
Money-making activities is key. Now you need to see systems, tools, and models grow a real estate business, right, to a certain extent. And the next step, and this is where you're at, this is where you're creating some pain and chaos for yourself, is you need people. So the next person, you need to hire someone, either a transaction coordinator or somebody part-time to handle all that that you were talking about. But here's what I want to challenge you on, Mike. Write down all the things that you're doing that are not money producing activities, every single item, and then find a person for those and teach them and train them and treat them exceptionally well. And you can reach out to Steve Pugh. You can reach out to you know, many people who have assistance and help with all that. So stop doing don't stop to learn the other things, because then your business will take a dive. Keep doing the money producing activities and live in chaos until you find the person. Hire slow, fire fast. Find a person. Maybe you find an agent who wants to be full-time or part-time or whatever it is, and they want to learn from you, Michael, and eventually they're going to go off on their own, but maybe you have them start working with a little bit of that. Maybe you find an intern at college that's looking to go into the real estate business, and you get them to do all that minutia stuff, and they're getting credit. So those are just some thoughts. Do not ever stop the money producing activities to do the administrative activities. No way. That's where people fail. Don't do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, start losing your hair, stop being frustrated, start having a bunch of anxiety, because that's what you're going to get unless you get some support and help. But never go back to the administrative activities and stop producing the money producing activities. No
I
way.
find myself working 12 hours, 10 hours, and I'm not producing anything.
You do not have to do that. Listen, you make a $1,000 a month investment, or whatever, $500 a month investment in finding the right person to take some of that off your plate, because the 5 to 6 hours a day that you're wasting on that, they could do it in 20 minutes.
I find myself sinking into my dashboard on KV Core and then getting lost for a couple hours on my database.
No, definitely, that would be my advice. Find someone that you can leverage, but make sure you write all the non-money producing activities that you're doing on a daily basis. Write every single piece down, so that way that when you find a person, these are the activities that you need to do.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Any last minute questions or anything? There was Jill. Jill, you asked when my next one was going to be. If you click on the YouTube link, my every presentation is identical to that, so you can look at that. And then as I do them, I'm going to put it up on my Facebook page, and you'll see those keep coming up. But I had it recorded the last time because it's consistent every single time, and some people miss the opportunity to get on there, or they, you know, so you can always rewind, go back and forth. And if you're ever looking for scripts and dialogue, we have that in our workplace under files, under our GPS page. There's recruiting, there's for sale by owner, expired scripts. There's all kinds of things of value that I put in there, as far as cold calling, as far as for sale by owners, door knocking, everything is in there. So Mike, did you have another question on that? All right, Tiff, it's all yours. I got to get.
Thank you.